I'm Mark Ford. I am the Chief Compliance Officer and Chief AML Compliance Officer for ViewTrade Securities. We are a broker-dealer located in Boca Raton, Florida. We have an office of about 20 people in Boca Raton, and I have another office of 20 to 25 people in Jersey City, New Jersey. We are a introducing firm, which means we have foreign banks and brokers are our number one business. We introduced our U.S. business through ViewTrade to the U.S. markets. So we've been with Opscheck for at least 5 years, maybe 6 years at this point. Prior to Opscheck, everything had to be a meeting. Assignments were manual. Assignments were difficult, to say the least, to follow up on. We ended up doing everything via meetings and spreadsheets, and it's just not an effective or efficient way to run your day-to-day operations. One thing that we've always done as a company is try to get most of our processes and reviews and assignments and things as much as we can. We want to get them as automated as possible. The part of compliance in any broker dealer, there's a lot of manual review. I mean, that's all there is to it. It takes human intervention. The more you can streamline that piece of the requirements, for the easier it is to move on to other tasks once the task at hand is completed, recorded. It's basically able to be reviewed by a supervisor and put to bed, and then the employees can move on to additional tasks that they're assigned. With Opscheck in place, we're able to assign daily tasks. They're assigned to the person every single day. They're reminded by the system that they have to complete their tasks, and they're all completed before they leave for the end of the day. That way, the supervisors can go in and review the work, spot check, make sure everything is satisfactory the next morning when the day starts. Right now I have about a dozen people. They're all compliance related, and that's the main function that we have deployed inside of Opscheck, is making sure that none of the compliance functions are overlooked ever on a daily basis. So we've loaded them all into the daily scheduler on Opscheck and make sure that we have the ability to recognize when items have been completed, if they need reviewed, if they haven't been completed for the day, we're notified as well, so that we can get with the employee and find out what happened. Some of the systems that are being deployed for reviews and report generations and things like that do not have systems built in them to memorialize the reviews and the supervision of those documents. Using Opscheck, we can store the documents inside of the Opscheck system for further review. We can do the review. We can review the comments that are being made based off of the reports that are generated on a daily basis, where it's being deployed as a third-party memorialization tool from our standpoint, which gives us the opportunity, like I said, to keep track of all the reports and make sure that nothing is being overlooked and that every report is being reviewed on a daily basis by the assigned person. The way the system was set up, it's very easily deployed. The hardest part for anyone is the initial setup with trying to figure out and configure the system for your own purpose. For us, it was fairly simple. The way Opscheck is set up, it's a standalone by itself, so you can log on from anywhere, whether it's at your house or if you're on a business trip. You still have the ability to make sure your work is done on a daily basis. I think that the team that we worked with to get this thing deployed it was really a very simple process and painless for us. And we've really had to make very few changes over time regarding the way we've had this thing set up. We've adjusted a few things, but after you have the initial setup, it's like clockwork. In the brokerage industry, compliance is everything. You have to follow the rules and regulations. You have to have proper supervision. when you try to do that type of process manually, as anybody in the industry will tell you, compliance has a zero tolerance, basically. We can't miss things. So nobody has to be perfect, but you have to make sure that your processes are in place and are followed every day, and this makes it a lot easier to do. Anybody in our business would benefit from the abilities inside of Opscheck. The functionality will allow you to basically, you could upload your entire written supervisory procedures in there and break it out on a daily basis to all the persons inside your organization, big or small, and have a definite set of functionality as far as assignments to specific people on a daily basis, and have that just repeat over and over and over again. If somebody's running a branch, for instance, that branch manager has certain responsibilities to complete every single day, and it's a way for the supervisor of that branch to keep track of what's going on a daily basis and make sure nothing ever gets overlooked.